Hi everybody, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. To all the new subscribers, welcome to the family. I had no idea this day would ever come. Guys, we are at 100,000 subscribers, and that was just something I never saw for this channel. This has been mostly a hobby and just wanting to expand and grow together as a community, and I just thank each and every one of you for being here. You guys are all an integral part of this process, and it's so awesome to see it grow and expand. So thank you so much. Because it came so much sooner than I expected, I don't really have my 100,000 subscriber giveaway prepared completely, but I am gonna have one for you guys, so stick around. If you guys are seeing my backdrop, you can tell that this is new, or if you're super old, this is actually very familiar from about 5 years ago. It's been 5 years since we've been here. We decided to leave the situation in Florida, so thank you guys for asking if our family's okay. We just decided to come out here, wait out the storm with family, take a little road trip since it's been 5 years, and leave all that chaos and kind of claustrophobia down there. So keep all your thoughts and prayers with everybody who's dealing with both hurricanes, Harvey and Irma. I don't know what it's gonna be like, but you're gonna know by the time that you see this. And so anyways, without further ado, I wanna talk to you guys about some of the really awesome questions that you guys had about why we don't use toilet paper. Now my battery light is blinking at me, so I'm gonna have to hurry this up as much as possible. A lot of you guys, first and foremost, are concerned about the cleanliness about washing the system through your washing machine, and I totally get that. With the way that we approach it, the most important factor is the bidet system. You have to have the spray. I think really at the end of the day, that is the main thing that you need first and foremost, above the wipes, above the spray, above anything else, because that is literally like hosing everything off, and by the time you get to wiping, you're literally mostly just wiping the water off. Now the reason we use the dry wipes as well as the spray is because I don't want to reuse the towel. It's a big towel and you don't really know how dirty that gets over time depending on how much you spray, unless you're actually soaping every single time, and we've tried that, but it takes so much extra time to have to soap yourself every single time that you go to the bathroom. So we really like using the spray as a preliminary wash, and then you dab everything dry, and then the little hand spray is just like a really nice way to soap without actually having to like lather the soap, lather it all in there, and like wash it off kind of like you're half in the shower. It just is really inconvenient. It takes a lot more water and time. So that's why we do it the way that we do it, and I would probably compare it to being similar, if not cleaner, than actually washing your underwear with your normal laundry, because your underwear does get dirty and it's, you know, a self-cleansing system down there. So I don't think it's much dirtier than that if you do it with the bidet system. Now a lot of you guys are asking how to disinfect the wipes. Some of you guys mentioned peroxide. I've used distilled vinegar in the past, but really what we like doing is boiling, because it takes just a little pot of water, or actually a big pot about this big, and you know, like what you would put a family-sized soup in. We boil the water, we stick all the wipes in there, boil them, take those wipes off, and it's still boiling. We can put the second set of wipes, and that's what it takes for us, is like 2 loads of wipes. And but we only do that every couple of months or so, because they, like I said, they stay pretty clean as long as you do that preliminary rinse. And now some of you guys have talked about not even using the wipes in totality, and that's totally cool too. You know, in the Philippines where I'm from, we use a wash system. Just like I say, we wash it or rinse it off and dab ourselves dry, and a lot of times we carry a little bar of soap on the back of the toilet. So if you're into that and you want to be extremely minimal, then that's totally less waste and more minimalism as far as items go. The next thing you guys were really concerned about was whether or not this is more green or actually more wasteful to approach this way, because you're doing laundry and you're having to disinfect the wipes. As far as time goes, toilet paper is definitely gonna save you the most amount of time. Toilet paper, and if you want flushable wipes, but I consider it way more wasteful because the production that it takes to actually create the toilet paper is a lot of water that it takes to create the toilet paper. On top of it, you're mixing that paste paper with bleach and toxic chemicals and all kinds of stuff that you guys mentioned, you know, having sensitivities and stuff down there. And I definitely feel that during like my menstrual cycle, if, you know, things are a little bit more sensitive or whatever, the toilet paper is definitely less comfortable on the skin. For our system, or how we approach it, there's very, very little addition to what we already do in the laundry load. If you feel like doing the rinse cycle, we do it on a very small rinse cycle. We add this to our laundry load every single week. Sometimes we could skip a week because literally the amount of wipes that you use or the amount that goes into each bag, it's not that much. You saw how little those bags were? It's very rare that we fill that up entirely unless we skip doing laundry. And so when you add it to the rinse cycle, all you do is you load your extra towels. For rinsing, I don't add extra soap. I just load my extra towels and do my towel laundry just like I normally would. And that's all that it takes on extra, basically, except for the once in a while boiling them to sanitize them. But that amount of water in the pot is just like what you would use to make a bowl of soup. And you're only doing that about once every month or two. So it's really not that much extra in comparison to how much it takes, how much water it takes to make toilet paper rolls. And so the next question, I hope that covers that for you guys, not to move on, but my battery's blinking at me. Sorry guys for the interruption. I ran out of battery and I just realized that I left my charger back in Florida. So here we are on my iPhone. To get to the next question, you guys were wondering what I use or do during menstruation. I'm not sure if you are talking about product wise or what I do on the toilet per se. If you are using the bidet system, all you need to do is spray it all down and wipe it off. Sometimes you get a little pink tinge, TMI, I know, but who doesn't get that every once in a while anyways on clothing or whatever, but it's very minimal as long as you do your changes and then rinse it all off. And sometimes I really like to utilize the whole washing process during this particular scenario. As far as products, I have been using a menstrual cup, but I have not been able to find one that I don't have to use a liner with. So I know a lot of people have talked about reusable pads actually, which has become really popular, kind of like the cloth diapering system, except it's a pad that you can reuse. And then I think you just have to rinse it off and wring it off by hand before you throw it in the wash with everything else. Very similar to this system, and I'm looking forward to actually utilizing some of those pads, or at least giving them a try, because the menstrual cup thing has not been working out for me as much as I really want it to and love the idea of it. A lot of you guys also wonder how we teach or supervise the children to utilize this system. Can it be sanitary? Absolutely. Our kids actually prefer the bidet system first, so they squirt everything off and they just wipe it down and then they put it in. As far as number 2 goes for them, we're actually still teaching them how to wipe with toilet paper. And this is so important, because we know that most places are not going to have the bidet and spray system, and they're still, well, the little one, really, the older one's good, but the little one is still learning how to wipe properly and effectively, and she needs to be able to do that when she's at somebody else's house, or if we're at a public restroom. It's super important skill to have, and believe it or not, if you guys are parents, you guys know it's a skill that you actually have to teach them. So we're there supervising them the whole time. They're really good about washing their hands, and it's just something that you have to do when you're using a system like this. Just like any system or any skill that a child has to learn, like if you're teaching them how to cook when they're older, or how to use a knife to cut or chop vegetables, you have to be there to supervise them to make sure that they understand the importance of keeping things cleanly and neat and all of those good things that you know that you have to do. So it's just as important in this situation. And of course, we supervise and teach our kids. We don't let them make a mess and just touch everything. That's gross. So I think that's about it for now. If you guys feel like I missed any thoughts or questions, stick them in the comments below. Ultimately, at the end of the day, if you're looking for the simplest system, just get the bidet. Or some people just say get a bottle of water and throw it in there. You could put soap on the back and just have a towel that you use to wipe down and wash every single time. It's super simple. Again, the reason that we use all these things like the spray and the cloth wipes is because it's a lot more efficient than having to soap down and wash off and dry off every single time. I mean, you have to take your pants and your shorts off so that you can get that all dry and whatnot. And so it's just a lot simpler this way, especially when you have children who go all the time and then you go all the time. And so it's what works out for us. But yes, if there's something that we take, like when we came here, we just took the spray and we left everything else behind, because that's the most important, most efficient thing, and the least wasteful, most productive, which a lot of you guys have pointed out. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you give it a thumbs up below, and also let me know more questions or comments. And thank you again if you've subscribed. If you haven't, stick around. I'm trying to make this 100,000 giveaway super awesome, packed with amazing stuff. So stick around and check that out. I love you guys. Keep your thoughts and positive vibes towards everybody being affected by the hurricane. And you know, it's a little bit closer to home to me, but I guess I should say keep your positive vibes to everybody out there, because everybody could use more of that any time of the day. So thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao.